I had Wayne Sussman joining me, but now I've got Jan Joubert joining me now. We don't have a projection to make this hour, but there's some interesting developments that you are noticing in terms of the trends and the numbers that you are studying as part of our eNCA projections as the vote counting is continuing in the Western Cape. We've already made an eNCA projection about the city of Cape Town.
Yes, the city of Cape Town, where Jordan Hill-Lewis and his team ran an excellent campaign. It was a stable campaign where the DA veered off the road through its national leadership, and in other provinces, Jordan Hill-Lewis and the team in the Western Cape kept that car very much on the road, and we expect that the vote will go up a little bit from what we had thought it would be in the city of Cape Town. They might go up to 58.
We had a projection of 56% to the DA, yeah?
Yes.
So you think that might go up a little?
Just a little bit, 57, 58. And the reason for that being the massive turnout in the southern suburbs and in the Bellville-Durbanville area, where the polls closed so late last night. And those results are only coming in now. There's a massive turnout differential, which means that in DA areas, the percentage and the numbers of people voting were so much higher than in
and we saw the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, a short while ago, speaking to my colleague, JJ Tabane, at the National Results Operations Center in Pretoria, and he said, we swept it.
They swept it rather less than they did in 2016. They are down by 8 percentage points at least in Cape Town. That said, 66% under Patricia de Lille was always a very high watermark, and 58% is an excellent result for the DA, but sweeping and sweeping. Some people sweep very well, some people sweep even better.
Yeah, but I mean, they'll be pleased with that performance.
Absolutely.
But the Western Cape, I mean, we had bad weather as well in Cape Town yesterday,
yes,
and parts of the Western Cape, and that might have been affected, besides other issues that we're seeing have contributed to the low voter turnout.
It is said that in Strand, a man voted in one of those suits that a wetsuit that you swim in because of the rain in Strand in the city of Cape Town. That is how wet it was. And I can tell you, I saw videos of voting in Stellenbosch in Kutsenberg, which is an indoor sporting arena, where the rain was belting down so loudly on the roof that you couldn't hear anything else.
Now, the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, when he asked a short while ago by JJ Tabane in Pretoria what coalitions they would form, what about the EFF? He said, no, we're not going to do any coalitions with the likes of the EFF. In the Western Cape, who could they have a coalition with?
Now, this is an interesting development. You see, we're getting the results in from the rural councils in the Western Cape, and there has been a splintering of the vote like you cannot believe. And in at least 2 councils, we are going to have DA Freedom Front coalitions, if they can reach an agreement. Saldanha Bay and Cape Agulhas, DA Freedom Front coalitions probably ruling there. That would be a first for the Western Cape.
Cape Agulhas and the Saldanha Bay.
Saldanha Bay and Cape Agulhas. The Cape Agulhas municipality is based in Bredasdorp. It is a very small municipality, very few voters, but it is a municipality nevertheless.
Could we see that trend coming out elsewhere later?
Yes.
In other parts of rural Western Cape?
I don't know, because the parts that are outstanding, the Freedom Front should not be that strong in. We might look at George, which is the 3rd largest municipality, as another one where the Freedom Front could end up being a kingmaker. I don't believe in Drakensberg, Stellenbosch area. Those areas are not strong Freedom Front areas. But there's another issue, Dan, that we really need to look at, and that is the emergence of small parties which are based in single municipalities.
So what kind of role could these new, smaller local parties play in the Western Cape?
Massive role, because in some of the really small rural areas far from Cape Town, like Laingsburg, like Prince Albert, like Kannaland, which is Ladysmith, Zoar area, and also Carlsdorp area, there are small local parties which do not have a national footprint at all, which, when working together, can form an actual government. In Kannaland municipality, we might have a historical situation where, for the first time in a Western Cape coalition, and we've had many coalitions in the Western Cape, neither the ANC nor the DA will be involved.
Except in the city of Cape Town, where the prediction and the projection is still solidly in favor of the DA, and you think what we are projecting is 56%, but that could go up to about 57% or so
57,
when
58.
the final official tally is done.
Absolutely. So what we are seeing is a solid performance by the DA in many municipalities. Many of their strongholds still outstanding. Wifferstrand, Stellenbosch, Drakensberg. We're waiting for them. But also, the further you get from Cape Town, the weaker the DA position is. Watch Oudtshoorn. It's going to be interesting.
And also those local smaller parties, they're going to be playing an important role in rural Western Cape. Thank you very much, Jan Joubert, at this hour here in terms of the eNCA predictions.